So now we are going to start with the second part of the interrogation, that is the second part of the reported speech, that is interrogation rules. In your interrogation, we convert it into asked or inquired. Your said to changes to asked or inquired. But in assertive sentences, we change them into told. But here we change your said also or said to also. Many students ask me that ma'am, said also changes because earlier we don't used to change said. Yes. In interrogation, you will change said also into asked, whether to is there or not. And said to also changes to asked. So you can use any version of it, be it asked or inquired. The next is if there is WH family. If WH family is there, don't use anything in place of that. What does that mean? That when WH family is there, so what, when, where, why, how, all these words come under WH family. So whenever your sentences are starting with these words, you don't have to use anything in place of inverted commas. For example, I said to my mom, "Where is your sister?" So here, while I'm removing these inverted commas, I'm not inserted in anything. So here, your said to changes to asked. Inverted commas has not changed. Where is your sister? So where will remain where. Second step, very important step, many of the students miss to do this, that is to interchange the subject and the verb. What does that mean? Whenever generally you are asked certain questions, where is your home? Somebody asked me, where is your home? So this is a basic formula of the question, that whenever we pose a question, the verb always comes first and the subject comes later. But when we answer it, so we again do it, my home is. So what we are doing here, we are converting the subject first and the verb later. This is what you have to do in reported speech also. Because now you're reporting the question and you're not posing the same question. आप रिपोर्ट कर रहे हो उसको कि इन्होंने ये पूछा था, but you're not posting the same question. That's why अब हम question mark को full stop में convert करेंगे and your sister will change to her sister and your is will change to was. Now you will say कि मैम आपने यहाँ तो is का is ही किया है, यहाँ was कैसे हो गया? Because there we applied the rules of reported speech. Here it was a normal question. So this is the difference between, there are two things that I'm explaining at one single point. That is first, in the interrogation, आपको question जब पूछा जाता है, तो there is a format of verb and subject. But when you are answering it, you always get it in the form of subject and verb. First step, आपको जब भी report करना है उसे, you are always going to, where के बाद you will use the subject first and then the verb, or in other words you can say कि जब आप verb को change करके लिखेंगे वो हमेशा subject के बाद में लिखेंगे या the noun. इन शॉर्ट अदर लैंग्वेज जो भी उसका साथ नाउन होगा उसके बाद लिखेंगे वर्ब को. ठीक है. सेकेंड, जो आपको नॉर्मल अपने रिपोर्टेड स्पीच के रूल्स पता है, लाइक चेंजिंग द प्रोनाउन, चेंजिंग द टेंस, वो आपके रेगुलरली अप्लाई होंगे. लाइक योर सिस्टर, किसकी सिस्टर? Whose sister here we are talking about? Your sister, mom की sister. तो mom की sister is her sister and is always changes to was. That is the normal changes that we are doing in reported speech. But don't ever forget to interchange or place the verb after the subject or the noun that it is talking about. Next, if there is a non-WH family, what does that mean? Non-WH family means when there is no what. So there are different possibilities to ask the question. We can pose the question with is MR, are you hungry? Are you from America? Okay, so we are posing a question from ISMR. We can pose a question from Bosworth. We can pose a question from has have had. We can pose a question from do does did. And we can also pose a question using the modals, that is can, could, may, might. So there are many different forms that we can pose a question other than WH family. So if it's a question but it is not used with WH starting, then it comes under the category of non-WH family. So what you need to do in that case? In non-WH family case, you have to use if or whether in place of inverted commas. Yes, you heard it right. Earlier, we were not posing any question. Okay, we were not inserting anything, but now we have in place of inverted commas, we have to use if or whether. Earlier, first step, we were using that in assertive sentences. Second step, when we are having WH family, we are not adding anything in in place of inverted commas. In the third place, when we are having if and whether, then we are putting, oh sorry, if we are not having WH family, then we are inserting if and whether. Again, now I'll come to the point that I covered in the last class. That is the do does. That is the do does. So here, do does plus subject plus V1. When we are having do does plus not, that changes to did not. But whenever we are having do does plus V1, or you can say do does in interrogation form, always remember to skip do does or remove do does, and instead of V1 you are going to use V2. So the format will remain same. Here you need not to do the interchange part. It's just you have to remove do does, and in place of V1 you will change to V2. For example, if you are having do you eat, so it will change to someone asks if she ate. So what I did, I used if format because ये WH format, WH questioning नहीं था. You की जगह I have put she, and eat की जगह ate. So what I have done, I have removed do from my place, and you changes as per the pronoun. It can be anything, and eat changes to V1 changes to V2. And why I have used if, because this was non-WH case. Same in the case of did plus V1, we already know did always changes to had plus V3. The same we have done here also. So did will change its position to had. Okay? So after subject, had will come and V3. So here V1 is converting to V2, but here V1 is converting to V3 because of had. So these were your interrogation rules. I'm just giving certain examples. For example, do you like to dance? Ramani said to Vivek. So here, Ramani said to. Said to will change to asked. Ramani asked Vivek if you, who is you here? You have to pay attention that what is given. Who is speaking to whom? Here, Ramani is speaking to Vivek. So you is always the listener, Vivek. So if he do like, do plus V1 changes to V2. Liked. If he liked to dance, and then full stop. Next, Sanjay said to his son, where are you going for the picnic? Sanjay asked his son. So again, said to changes to ask. Sanjay asked his son, where? Where? You is son. Son is he. So Sanjay asked his son where he was going. So your where ka inverted commas, it will be removed. So where he was going for the picnic, and these question marks will be removed with full stop. They will be removed with full stop after writing the rest of the sentence. So here are certain more sentences that you can practice, and if you have any doubts, do let me know. This was your interrogation.